Well, hey everybody, this is Don with Wizard Tower Games, and with me is my wife Tina. And tonight we have a lot of updates to go over. We have WizardCon, we have game updates, we have um, release updates, just a whole lot of stuff going on. WizardCon is less than a month away, so you want to just dive right into this?
Sure, why not?
All right. WizardCon 2025, Kalamazoo, Michigan, April 25th, 26th, and 27th. We actually just met with the venue a few days ago. Everything is in order. Everything is really going to be great. We're going to actually be meeting with the convention, the culinary people. And we're going to have like a cool drink menu with themed drinks. And we're going to have a themed menu also that's going to be more of it's more gamer friendly. So if you're in the convention space and you want to get some chow, it's more better to take it to your table and game with instead of you don't want to have spaghetti and meatballs at your gaming table. But so attendance for WizardCon 2025 is still up in the air right now. We're expecting in excess of probably 400 people. Um, Gaxland Games is coming. Darlene's coming. Mark Hunt from Gangbusters is going to be there. Ten Car from Ten Cars Tavern is going to be there. We have a lot of people that are going to be there. Elk, how you doing? St. Cuthbert, we're going to be talking about you tonight here
Yep, and
shortly.
Scott's on here now too.
Yep. How
Hi,
you doing,
Scott.
Scott?
Hi, everyone. So far,
So far, so this is basically what's going on here. So we have a really good turnout for WizardCon 1. The venue is prepared for it. We're making slight little tweaks to the layout because, like as an example, Gaxland is going to be there with their board game called Dragon Derby. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to be that. So we're making sure that they're going to have a table set up for Dragon Derby right by their booth, so they can kind of take turns playing Dragon Derby with people and such. Elka Antioch asks questions, says, how about mead? Every good ale hall should include mead. I'm making 2 gallons in my kitchen.
I'm
I
jealous
try.
of the ones he's making in his kitchen because all I can think about is you making it, what, a year or two ago in the kitchen?
Oh, me and Alyssa and exploded.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the blackberry ceiling
Yeah,
and
yeah. By the way, when you guys make me a little side note, and Elk Antioch knows this, I bet. When you make blackberry mead with fresh blackberries, strain the seeds out because they plug up the air gap, and you end up painting your ceiling with blackberries. It's not fun to clean up,
Mhm.
but yes, Scott, really looking forward to seeing you guys. St. Cuthbert's going to be there. So we'll talk about St. Cuthbert next. St. Cuthbert is going to be there with his game, the uh, I always struggle with the mines, the forgotten mines of Dur Ulum. And I believe he's going to have like a big map. Is that right, St. Cuthbert? You're going to have that like a 3D map of it. Really cool stuff. Um, really cool stuff happening. We've got D20 delving. Tim Cass is going to be there doing a special module and also demoing D20 delving. We got Mark Hunt. We're going to be premiering Gangbusters there. So there's going to be copies of Gangbusters, the new RPG, which is an updated version of the older game. Um, we've got, oh, geez, what don't we have going on there? We've got Chris Clark, Intercity Games, is going to be there doing a lot of different games. We've got, um, well, we have a large
Merle,
game. What's that?
Merle's going to be there doing some
Yep,
of his
Merle
games.
Rasmussen is going to be there. We all know what Merle does best. Merle plays top secret and runs it. Um, and by the way, real quick about the mead, it is actually a English pub that is inside of the hotel. So I don't know if they have mead or not, but we'll be meeting with them tomorrow to talk menu. So we'll find out. Um, Elk Antioch says, good to know. I just made cider mead and straight mead so far. Blackberry mead sounds delicious. It is when it doesn't explode. Um, St. Cuthbert says terrain minis in the module you just mentioned and discussion. I'm stoked. Yep, we will have copies of St. Cuthbert's new module there for purchase. It's just going to be a really good time. We're going to be having an auction. St. Cuthbert is going to be donating a Frank Frazetta print. We're going to be having all kinds of cool stuff for the auction. We've got board games we're doing out. We've got Gaxland Games donated a bunch of their modules and a bunch of their games and such to the auction. We've got 5e content, OSR content. We got a full set of Orange Spine D&D books. We're going to be donating or going to be auctioning off. We got 3.5 D&D being auctioned off. We have a game company that's going to be there. They're actually a game shop. They're going to be running tournaments for Pokemon, or excuse me, not Pokemon. They're going to be doing Magic the Gathering, Lorcana, and One Piece. So
Yep.
3 good, solid, very popular collectible card games, and they're donating material. Everything's going to the Bronson Children's Level 1 Trauma Center in Kalamazoo, which is a real worthy cause, 100%. So cool stuff. And then 10 Car from 10 Cars Tavern. I'll be around causing random problems in a pub inside the hotel. Yep, it's inside the hotel.
Yes.
Yep. And St. Cuthbert says, Donnie, look forward to having fun in gaming. That's right. So there's going to be a lot of gaming. As a matter of fact, I just looked right before I came on live, and we got more gangbusters that are signed up. We got a ton of Gaxland games I got to approve and do. Also, a whole bunch of 3.5 D&D is being played along with Beck Me. There's actually going to be a couple Beck. I'm not running Beck Me. So Tom from Tabletop Taproom told you Beck Me is just so much better than Holmes, but that's just me. So WizardCon, like I said, is set to be a really good convention. My attitude about WizardCon is real simple. What I want is I want people to show up, have a good time, do some gaming, meet some new friends. I want to meet a lot of faces to names on the internet. Darlene was talking to me yesterday on PM, and she is going to be there. So that's all. All the special guests are kind of filtering in now, and we're getting them all set up. So WizardCon 2025 is on. So, and yes, the antagonizer tried his best. Didn't work. So one more victory, one at a time. Let's see what else. Okay, product updates. D20 Delving will be premiered at WizardCon, and then right after WizardCon, we'll begin shipping the Kickstarters to fulfill the Kickstarters right probably first week in April.
You mean May? May or
May, sorry, May.
Yeah.
First part of May. April comes before May. Thank you. That's why I got you here. Got to keep me kind of straight.
I'm trying to keep tabs, and I'll probably forget of all these people that would like a good drink or two and a pub and
Well, the nice thing about it is there is a really nice pub, a lot of room inside, literally a 30-second walk across from the convention hall, so the gaming hall. But okay, product wise, we've got, like I said, D20 Delving. We are premiering Gangbusters. Me and Paulie Kidd are pushing to get Stars and Sails premiered in time for WizardCon. Only so many hours in a day. I am going to be doing a video here probably. I'll probably be doing it tonight. And that'll be the update I'm going to talk about in a minute with Zonk. Is I got to talk with David Floor probably tonight or tomorrow. We're finalizing Zonk, all the little bits and pieces, so we can get Zonk finally live. We're going to be doing a beta demo of Zonk at WizardCon, and so that's going to be really cool to have happen. I was actually in the program today, really digging into it, and it's really turning out to be a real fun game. So, kind of mix of text-based, but also with first-person's perspective, with your player, with your PC, and your equipment and your spells, and you can click on equipment, remove equipment, look at your master equipment list. You can look at the gear that you're wearing currently. If you want to swap out a shield, small shield for a large shield, you can swap it out. You can move spells around. You can, it's a very, very cool game. Scott Mulder says, a beta demo of Zonk is a great idea. Or excuse me, Scott Mulder says, did you get the emails with the digital copies of Stars and Sails art for me? Yes, I did. It went to my spam folder. I got it today. So I think the reason why is because they were so high res, large folders. And that's another thing I want to say. Scott Mulder is a hell of a talented artist. He has done the ship color artwork for Stars and Sails, and his work is absolutely outstanding. Any game designer out there needs some really cool artwork done. That's a man to talk to right there. Give him work, give him side work. I'm sure he'd love it. Just give me 1 minute, people, please. We had a slight technical issue that we are fixing. All right. Sorry about that, people. We had a little bit of a technical issue. I am trying to 1 second. We're fixing an issue. Sorry about that. Can people hear me and see me right now? Okay, good, loud and clear. Sorry about that. Um, for some reason, we had some type of disconnection. We've got bad storms rolling through here and crap, so probably that had a lot to do with it. So, yeah, sorry about that. Um, so, yes, I did get the artwork. So, let's see here. Elk Anti says I'm from Edmonton, 400 miles north of Montana. Wow. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it. Yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. It's for some reason every night we're starting to have our internet drop, and we have fiber optic. So I don't know what the hell's going on. We probably got someone downloading copious amounts of porn online living down the street from us. So let me real quickly do one quick thing. Okay. So, and my wife is back and she's all dark.
Mm.
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Okay.
So, any rate, while my wife figures out her technical issues, so basically, yeah, a lot of stuff is premiering at WizardCon. And also post WizardCon, we're going to be doing a lot of good, really cool releases. Um, I want to talk a little bit about something. Also, we're going to be talking a little bit about um, Check Seller. Check a Seller, which is checkaseller.com, is a Yelp like website that we created that's designed for the gaming and online game trading industry. Whether you are a seller or the buyer, people can report on you like Yelp, and they can give an honest 1 to 5 star review of you. Um, you know, what was the experience like, that type of thing. And the whole purpose of it is I see things like on like an RPG marketplace where Ed Lazor, the marketplace Ed Lazor runs, and Thaddeus, how you doing? And I see people always talking about PayPal, and I have my own opinions of PayPal. And they say, well, PayPal, never send friends and family unless you know the person, which is true. Goods and services, because you're always protected as a buyer. Yes, and sellers get screwed routinely on PayPal also. That's a fact. So what we did is we created a website that allows that. Elke Antioch asks, this might be the wrong form to ask. In case, I apologize, but did you receive my application for editor? I edited court document size. Yes, I did. I went ahead and had you email me your resume, and I got that. So yes, and I'm going to talk about that here in a moment. The job that we're wanting to go ahead, and we need to hire 3 people. Um, so check a seller, like I said, it's checkaseller.com. Check a seller. You sign up and you can enter a company. You can do reviews. Already, a lot of people are using it. People have already done reviews on everything from selling and buying. You can also do reviews on YouTube's. So gaming content related YouTube channels, you can review them. You can give your opinion of them. And like I said, the whole purpose of it is I wanted to have a way that this is the problem. It's easy to go online and say seller A screwed me. But what happens if you're a seller and buyer A screwed you? Well, now sellers have an option to also review their customers, and so do buyers. So the idea behind this is simple. As it grows, I would like it to get to a place where you can actually go. And Scott, not a problem. Have a good night. Okay, I know that you work at night. Um, Sellers will be able to. Let me just do this real quick. Everybody can see the. There we go. Um, There we go. Sorry about that, guys. And let me do one more thing just because I want to be able to make it where everybody can be seen. Um, there. That way now the thing's not in the bottom corner. So my apologies. Um, so Elk says, Elk, if you resume list your gaming history, then that is a thing now, isn't it? Good luck. Um, okay, so basically, that's check a seller. Now, currently, we are looking for 3 positions. I tried doing this about a week and a half ago and it blew up in my face because for some reason people got pissed off at me because I dared want to hire people. I don't know why. I actually got banned from a group because I advertised, and it was a gaming group, and I advertised under my publishing company. So, yeah, I don't know. Now I see my wife, but when my wife comes in to frame, I'll let her in. So so basically what we're looking for is this: we're looking for an editor, we are looking for a layout specialist, and we are looking for a person to work in our print shop. The layout specialist and the editor are remote. You can be anywhere in the United States. You have to be a U.S. citizen. You have to be able to work in the United States legally. And the print shop person is an in-house position in Battle Creek, Michigan. Um, so a little bit about the positions if people are interested in them. Okay, and you're back.
Can you see me?
Yeah, but you're froze. My wife's having technical difficulties tonight. So, any rate, so basically, what we're doing is I'll start with the print shop. The print shop positions in house. We're looking for somebody basically to want to learn how to print and make games, print and bind books, how to make collectible card games, how to make card games, how to use the equipment, how to properly handle the equipment. It's an in-person job. Starts off at $22.50 an hour and goes up to $23.50 after 90 days, and after that, it's kind of merit-based. Eventually, as we grow, because what we're running into is we do a lot of printing and binding for other game publishers, including a fairly large one. And the problem that we have now is that it's just too much work for me. I need someone that I can trust to be able to do it. So it's a full-time 40-hour-a-week job. There's unique benefits to it because state of Michigan has laws now regarding medical leave and that thing. We comply with state of Michigan regulations. So I'm going to be doing a special video on it. We're going to create a special email where people can send their resumes and information. That is an in-person position in Battle Creek, Michigan. Okay. Um, the other two positions, editor and layout specialist, are remote. If you live in Kentucky, California, wherever, you can go ahead and you can click on that. You're back.
Oh, yay.
You're a little bit close to the camera, but
Hang on.
so as my wife has her technical problems, don't worry, you're fine.
Oh,
Um,
I think
I'll get her taken care of in a second. So
this
basically,
next one.
there you go. You're fine.
All right. I
So
had to
so
use my phone. I don't know what's going on with the computer, but the
that's
phone
okay.
works.
So basically, the layout specialist and the editor positions are remote. You can be anywhere in the United States, but you have to be legally able to work in the United States. And the reason why that is because we were notified as employers, because we have FEIN numbers. The Trump administration has now formally implemented some very unique employee validating criteria. This is not just a I'm going to throw money under the table at you, wink, wink, and we'll just forget it. No, you'll have to fill out paperwork. We do take out taxes, and we will sit there and you actually have two choices. You can become a contract worker where you're basically you do your own taxes. You're a contract employee. I'm fine with that, but you'll sign a contract as such, or you can work for us as a staffer, a remote worker, where you have taxes taken out of your paycheck. It's all above board, even though the other one's above board too, and such. So that's up to you. Again, I'm going to be doing a video probably tomorrow. I'll probably do a video probably tomorrow night. I was going to do one tonight, but I got to get with David Floor, and I got to answer an email to St. Cuthbert on some stuff. So, like I said, the layout specialist in the editor position is not a learn as you go position. We're looking for somebody experienced. I need a layout specialist who knows how to lay out everything from a straight novel, plain old text based novel, all the way up to a multi image, multi table role playing game. Um, Elke Antioch says, I edited it means wrote famous people's autobiographies written by ghostwriters. Well, I mean, and that's fine. I mean, that's great. And so what will happen is like, and I'll use Elk as an example. I'll set up a meeting with Elk. We'll sit down and talk, and I will send Elk like a 30-40 page document to edit and send back to me. It'll be RPG based, and I'll ask for a complete line edit, grammar, punctuation, spelling, plus opinions on content, ways to make it better, because that's what we're looking for. We're looking for, especially for novels, when an editor goes through a novel, what we want is we want them to do most of the time, a straight content edit, but also we want to know where there's issues with plot, issues with character development. Are you calling Billy on page 4 Billy, and you're calling Billy Bobby on page 385? Trust me, it's easy as a writer to do, as someone who writes a lot of books and technical manuals. So looking for people who are experienced. So I'll probably, like I said, enter the video tomorrow night. What we'll go ahead and do is we'll set up a special email where people can go ahead and send their resumes. And then what we'll do is we'll set up online interviews. We'll sit down, we'll talk, and we'll see. Layout specialist, same thing. Layout specialist will have 2 tests. You'll have just a simple little 30-page book to lay out, very, very simple. Okay, text only. And then I'm going to sit there and give you that same book, but I'm going to throw maybe 6 or 7 images and 2 or 3 tables and say, put those in the book too, and see how you do it. So, like I said, we're looking for experience. So that'll be that. But that is going to relate, trying to think how to kind of pull into this. That's going to relate more into also Wizard Tower Publishing. Wizard Tower Publishing will be going live directly after WizardCon. What Wizard Tower Publishing is, it's going to be our publishing branch. We're going to be doing book publishing, which is going to we're going to be very topic specific. We're going to center on fantasy, sci-fi, steampunk, children's books that are, that type of topic, fantasy, whimsical, any type of book that carries part of those themes, that's fine. We're not going to do your autobiography unless it's game related. So as an example, if your autobiography is about you and your gaming, growing up gaming and how you did something, that's great. We'll be glad to publish it. So we're going to be doing novel publishing, books and novels, and we're also going to be doing game publishing. And you're going to have a couple different options when you do. You can either have us represent you, our label, all of that. Romantasy, yes, it is part of that whole genre. Absolutely, it's a very popular genre. So, I'm biased because I had a publishing company that did very well, and even though we're not going to publish it, does anyone in chat know what the number 1 subject for publishing in novels is? Anyone care to guess? Oh, Elk Vantiak, I got one better. Erotica.
Mm-hmm.
Hardcore erotica. If my old publishing company would have took hardcore erotica, and I had a rule, I didn't take it, we would have done 5 times the business. 5 times the business we would have done than what we were doing, because we were getting hardcore erotica 5-1 over anything else. So technically romance, you're right, I guess,
Yeah.
but we're talking about, when I say erotica, okay, romance, St. Cuthbert, has a story where, the prince meets the girl, they fall in love, bad things happen, good things happen, happy ending. That's romance. Erotica is explicit. And I just had a rule at my publishing company that no, don't need to do it. I employed 9 women, and women didn't want to really get into it. I don't blame them. So we just sat there and decided not to publish erotica. So, yeah. But just go off label with erotica, the Alco Antioch says. Well, and see, this is where the difference is going to come in. For people who have novels and they 99 Shades of Druids, Eric, gosh, um, you know, Thaius says erotica is often conflated with romance, mainly because those that read it want to use it as a term that's less explicit and play. Yes, that's actually very true. Um, and Elk Vantic says I can edit steamy elf on the action on elf action. Be careful what you ask for, Elk of Antioch. You may get it. Um, at least I'm in a romance novel versus erotica. LO. Yeah, St. Cuthbert. Um, so basically, there's an option. You mentioned off label, and this is something that's very important for people who want to lay out books for us or do editing. Is and this is extremely important. I don't care what your politics are, and I'll be very blunt about this in this video, but also in my email. It doesn't matter what your politics are, and it doesn't matter what your social politics are. A book is a book. You lay it out. You don't refuse to lay it out because you don't agree with someone's lifestyle, or you don't agree with the author's social standing or politics. Um, I actually, when I had my publishing company, oddly enough, I hired one man, and he was a major issue with that inside of the pub. Remember him?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I ended up having to let him go. And it was because he refused to deal with certain people and he refused to work on certain kinds of books. And again, we didn't do erotica. We didn't do nothing crazy.
No,
You
he
know,
he was just really strict.
very, very, very strict on what he felt was proper. So, but in relation, real quick, to off label, we are going to offer a service as part of our publishing company. And that is, if you have a book or a game and you go, listen, I don't want you representing my book. I don't want your label on it. I got my own game company. I want my new game company label on it. But I just don't have the tools to get me, my game laid out, edited, printed, bound. I don't have the tools to get an ISBN or the knowledge. Part of that will be is you'll be able to purchase those services. So you don't have to have Wizard Tower Publishing represent you. You can come in and say, and how we're going to do is we're going to have an a la carte menu. Do you want to choose? What do you want done? If you choose to do it that way, and then also you can also purchase a package, and that just we're not going to. If you do that, we're not marketing your book. We're not going to plug your book. It's for you to help you get your book, your game on the shelf, and it'll be your label. And then I will personally work with you to help you get your ISBN in your name set up properly. And as part of these packages, you'll have what I call brainstorming sessions twice a month. We'll have live streams where you'll have exclusive access privately. All kinds of cool stuff will be happening. 10 Cars Tavern says Baldur's. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. Baldur's Gate 3, the novelization. Yeah, Elkie Antioch says I have no social media and don't have a picture of me online. My politics aren't online either. Yeah, and keep in mind one thing. This is very important because, I understand that people believe what they believe. I understand that people vote the way they vote, and I don't care. I really don't. My wife will attest to this. When I had my publishing company, we had 9 very unique women that worked for me.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the birthday cake they bought me or made me?
Oh, yes, I do.
Yeah.
And you know what? I was able to work all the way through it because
Yep.
and every so often, especially during the summer, I got to join you on
Yep.
Copper Lunch Fridays, which is a
Yeah.
local
Yeah.
bar.
At my company, on Fridays, I had a thing called Liquid Lunch. On Fridays, there was a place called the Copper Bar about 2 doors down. They sold hot dogs on Fridays. And on Fridays, I took all the ladies down there. We drank beer, ate hot dogs, and they all left early. Got paid till closing time. But we just before lunch went and had hot dogs and beer, and they left after that. Got to go home with pay, and we called it Liquid Lunch Fridays, and the ladies loved it. So yeah, it was good times. We're gonna bring those good times back. Um,
I love the wizard hat that one of them had.
yeah, yeah, we had one had a wizard hat, and then on her thing that was Kate, our layout
Hmm.
specialist, very very talented young lady, very talented layout specialist. She actually works for Ingram now, so doing layouts for them. But Sequence says, I'm going to use your services after it's up and running. Let's chat. We meet at WizardCon. Busy man, hang in there. You know what? Yeah, we're very busy, but what's going to happen is after WizardCon and we get Wizard Tower Publishing up and operational, what you're going to see is you're going to see Wizard Tower Publishing, and then Wizard Tower Games is going to go click underneath that. So Wizard Tower Games is going to be the game company. As an example, if you go ahead and publish with Wizard Tower Publishing and you decide to have the game be represented by us, it'll be published under Wizard Tower Games. So we're structuring the company in a very unique way. That way, A is always followed by B, always followed by C. I'm very experienced in the publishing industry. I know really well the back end, and that's like I was saying, part of what we're going to be offering on the with people is if they decide to, like, as an example, they decide that they don't want us representing their product or their novel or their children's book and they want to do it themselves. That's what we're here for. We're here to help them get their book, their game, their board game, their card game, their novel, whatever it is, to a point, to a finished state where they can begin marketing it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to be offering unique help, video classes and so on how do you properly get your ISBN lined up? When do you need to go from an ISBN to a UPC? Why do you not want to go strictly on Amazon? Why do you want to stay away from Amazon? Why is Amazon KDP not a good thing? It's not. Trust me. There's better ways to get your book further out there. What services to avoid, and why do you want to avoid those services? So, again, a lot of I want to bring a lot of education to it. you know, um, people, as an example, and I ran into this just the other day talking to a young lady. She has an idea for a board game, and she had went and she had bought an ISBN number for it, and I was like, you don't use an ISBN number for a board game, you use UPC code, and she had no clue. And then I find out she went to one of these, like, come to us and for $199 we'll give you an ISBN, not instead of going to the proper location and getting it. So she got burned for $200, right out the gate, $200 gone, and really nice young ladies. So I kind of went back and forth with the email, then PM with her, and kind of gave her some basic instruction. And she was like, you know what, I'm just going to stop, and I'm going to wait till you get your game publishing company open, and I think I'm going to have you guys handle this. So, and like I said, we're handling St. Cuthbert's module. We're handling Mark Hunt's Gangbusters, Polly Kids Stars and Sales. We've got we're doing Polly Kids Stars and Sales. We're doing another game for Polly Kid. We are handling Polly Kid's new novel, which is her life story about, including her working as a trans woman, but in the gaming industry, her working for TSR, writing the novels for Wizards of the Coast that she's done and such. So, we already have lined up several clients that I think that are going to be really super. We are publishing Eric Tenkar and Tom Verolt's core RPG for Blazing Arcana. So a lot of good stuff is coming. It's been a long time coming, and I could have done this a year and a half ago, and I didn't do it because I wasn't ready, and I didn't want to do it till I was set up. I was in a position to be able to handle it, be able to do it right, because I don't want to do it half-ass. So,
And going back to the knowledge of the publishing and the ISBNs, didn't you say that you thought about doing some online videos on that as well?
yeah, that's what I was
Well,
talking about. That's what I was talking about earlier. Is what we're going to do is we're going to have like I don't want to call it like a TED talk. It's more of a um, individuals can sign up for every 2 weeks. I'm going to have like a couple different times set up for like international clients and for stateside clients where we sit down, we have a big group and we tackle topics of the week. Like one topic of the week may be about, you know, let's talk about ISBNs and UPCs, where you go to get them. Why is it important that you register them properly? How do you register them properly? Do you really understand how much information you have to put into an ISBN number? It's just not book title and page count and cost. I mean, you have to do book width, diameter, thickness, how many come in a case, do you return them, what is the FA or the MOB on it? I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you have to give on it. We're going to be talking, like I said, about marketing. We're going to talk about, you know, if you decide that you don't want, like as an example, let's say you decide you want us to lay your book out, but you don't want us editing it, what to watch out in an editor, because editing is not editing is not editing. Trust me. There are people out there that are very good. And I used to hear this at my publishing company all the time. My sister's going to edit my book, and you go, "Is she an editor?" She got an A in English in high school, and she took English literature in college. Doesn't make her an editor. Editing is a very specific skill, just like layout specialist. I know people who can lay out books great, but you give them a role playing game or anything with imagery, and they screw it up every time.
mhm.
So that's the reality of it. And I'll be frank here on something, especially with layout. If I have to hire two people, like if one of you apply and you are really talented at laying out like novels, and I have another person apply and they're really talented at laying out like role playing games, but you basically each of you are not very good at the other one, I'll hire two people. I got no problem with it because I need both of them done. I need them done right. I need them done right the first time. And everybody who works for me will have direct communication with the client, and you will be utilizing our unique Author Tracker Pro system, which is an upgraded modification from the one that me and my friend Steve, who's on the Vlog of Many Things with me, we wrote and coded for my old publishing company. It's an online tracker that tracks every aspect of a book publishing or game publishing job. You'll learn how to use that, and you'll be expected to use it religiously. Every lady who worked for me resisted it at first, and they end up within a few days loving it because it saves your butt every time.
It was really good. I mean,
Yeah,
for I was there the whole time during the summers and during the week, and I could look up and answer questions
yeah,
just by looking at that.
yeah. Because to give an idea, is what Author Tracker Pro allowed you to do is, as an example, if author Sue Collins calls, you pull up Sue Collins' account, and everything appears. All the notes of every interaction with Sue, what the book is or game is, ISBN, title, where the edit's at. You see all the different notes. Everything is in there. And then you simply have your conversation. You type your notes, talk to Sue. Sue said she's coming in Friday. I talked to Don. Don said, okay. Hit enter. It's already time stamped, dated, everything. It's a really good tracking program. And then I'm allowed, then I can go in and I can look and I can see at any one time where any one of my not my games are at in development, or any one of my books in development are at for my clients. I can actually look at a graphical scale and see where they're at in completion or not. So very, very cool program. It's proprietary. We develop it. So there's where it's at. So Scott Mulder says maybe you need a spiciness meter. Actually, yeah, yeah. Um, that's what we want to get into at the thing called TTGRA. It's the Tabletop Game Rating Authority. It's basically a rating system for games, um, that you'll see starting on a lot of our products, like with D20 delving, you know, St. Cuthbert's module will have it on there, and it's basically a certification for the appropriateness of age group that game is designed for. I am not sure if I'm going to use it on the novels or not. That's going to be something I'm going to think about and probably talk to my attorney about before I do anything. But it's definitely going on games. It's going to go on all games that we publish. I believe that parents need to know the content of the games that their kids are playing. I think it's a service that is. I think it's a good service. I think it's a service that parents would like because and I'm not hating on the guy because he's a hell of a good game designer. But let's be honest. Do you want your 10-year-old playing one of Venger Satanis's RPGs? Probably not. That's more adult-oriented material. It's not a hate on Venger. Venger's a hell of a good game designer, but it's just every game has its lane. You know what I mean? So, and those lanes, follow really strongly the age groups. And my wife, she teaches pre-kindergarten, and she's, you know, right in on all of that. She
Oh yeah.
understands exactly. Yeah. So that's the idea with all of this is we want to make it really professional for everybody. We want everybody to be able to, um, you know, when they come to Wizard Tower Publishing, we want them to be able to have confidence that the job is going to be done correctly, quickly. That's why I want to hire people. I'm only one person, but quickly and correctly. And also, if you want to learn about your product, you can learn about it. You'll get other perks as publishing with us. Like as an example, you'll get like updates, like image updates of your product being like if we're making it being produced, that type of thing. So, just a lot of cool little things. So, that's pretty much it, I guess. Anything else tonight?
Oh, I mean, I missed a little bit with technical difficulty here.
Yeah, we both did.
But um, back a few chats ago, I'm not sure who said it, but somebody mentioned asking for volunteers for WizardCon, and I think
Oh,
that's a good idea
yep.
because we
Yes.
always can have more hands on deck.
Yep. So if anyone's coming to WizardCon and you'd like to volunteer, drop me an email at info@wizardtowergames.com. That's info@wizardtowergames.com. We're not looking for people to volunteer all day long. If you want to volunteer for a morning, that would be great. An afternoon, whatever, that'd be awesome. We're looking for people to sit there and volunteer. Like as an example, if we have a vendor at their table that's by themselves and they need to take a bathroom break, we can get a volunteer behind the table, help them out. They need it. Maybe somebody just has a quick question. They have something about the convention. The big thing with us is going to be probably Friday is going to be probably our busiest morning because of badge pickup and everything. And we want badge pickup to go really smooth. So we've got some back end plans on how to make that happen more smoothly. If you go to WizardCon's Facebook page, you'll see what the badges look like. I think they're pretty cool looking. They're really
Do I
unique.
have them down here with me? Do you want me to show them?
Yeah, if you want to, you got them with you?
Yeah, hang on. Oh. Okay, I don't know how well they'll show up on my phone here, but can you see them?
Yeah, that's like a sample Saturday Pass,
Yep.
and
Um,
then yeah, that's our. Oh, no, too much. They're washing out in the background.
yeah.
You can go to our Facebook page, WizardCon's Facebook page, and we have imagery of what the badges are going to look like. Yeah, they're being picked up because of the background, Tina.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry
nothing
about
to worry.
that.
No, you're
But
fine.
they were fun to design.
Let me
They're,
see something here. Let me see if I can real quickly. If anyone's interested, I can show people exactly what. Um,
Take a couple of minutes to find your
I'm pulling them up
layout.
right now, real quick.
Yeah,
See if people want to see them real quick.
because there's like 6 of them. You put them. You put them on the Facebook page, didn't you? I think I
Yeah,
saw them there.
I put them on the Facebook page.
But I think we've made a couple of little minor tweaks to them since.
Yeah, St. Cuthbert says badges look cool. Thank you, St. Cuthbert. Much appreciated. Um, yes, they look very cool. I am actually seeing about pulling them up right now.
Because there's one with the dice, that's Sunday's pass. The event staff has and the Friday pass has the dragon on it.
Well, we
And then
adapted them a little bit. Now, just going to go ahead and let people know that the space, the white space, um, and your name will be on these. Okay, so just to let people know, I'm going to do a share screen real quick. Let me pull this off real quick. Let me pull up screen. All right. Um, we have some pretty significant security features in these too. So names are going to be on them, and there's going to be slight differences that are going to really be able to do them. But that's pretty much the Friday pass, Saturday, Sundays, full event, vendors, VIP, and then you'll know who we are because we're going to be the event staff. So, you know, really cool stuff, really nice designs. Like I said, your name's going to be on there. There's going to be a specialized in that square. There's going to be a holographic sticker, so we're going to know if it's a legitimate badge because it's going to have a very unique hologram, not just a number. It's going to be a very unique three-dimensional hologram in that people are going to have on there along with their names. So I wanted it to be different. I don't want to go through tabletop events and just have like WizardCon across the top, your name, then a black border that says, guest. I want that. Scott, I appreciate it. Very, very, very appreciated. We will put you to work at the convention. What I'm going to do is this. We're going to set up here probably in the next. It ain't going to be. I'm just going to be blunt. It's not going to be this week. We are just so slammed this week. But this weekend coming up or the following week, I'm going to set up like a video meeting with all the volunteers, and what we're going to do is we're going to get all the shirt sizes for your T-shirts because you get a free WizardCon staff T-shirt, and we're going to figure out what times you want to work, what time you want to volunteer, because there's going to be like unique things you're going to get for volunteering, because some people volunteering already bought their badge. So what we'll do is if you don't have an upgraded badge, we'll upgrade you automatically like to a weekend pass. You'll get like, instead of getting like just a normal little convention goers swag bag, you'll get like the VIP swag bag, which has some really cool stuff in it and that type of stuff, just as thank you to the volunteers. And also, if you're a volunteer at the convention, you'll be part of the limited VIP dinner. What that's going to be is it's going to be a specialized one-on-one with the VIPs, the celebrity guests, at a nice dinner on us. So there it goes. Let's see. St. Cooper says you might want shifts or Scott's shift to start before I get a hold of him at the bar. Yeah, exactly. And there is a full bar there. So, it's just going to be a lot of fun. We're just really looking forward to it. A lot of hard work has went into it. And if I can walk away from this and get feedback that people went, it was a really fun convention. I really enjoyed it. I look forward to coming next time. I'll be a really happy camper. So, but other than that, I think, we've been here an hour. Well, technically a little less than an hour because we had technical difficulties, but hope everybody has a good week. Like I said, vlog of many things will be this Thursday. Not sure of all the topics yet, but this Thursday, vlog of many things. I'm going to be doing, like I said, probably what will be tomorrow. I'll be doing the updated video on what we're looking for, unique email for people who want to apply for one of the jobs. And, other than that, hope everybody has a good week. we're going to be doing some gaming here, um, and we're going to be doing a live online D&D game. Mr. Tenkar and company's part of this, and we're going to be live streaming it. So we've been trying to get it going for a while now, but we had some issues, some bits and pieces happening. And like I said, with the convention happening, just have been busy as hell because got the convention, wrapping up Gangbusters, wrapping up the Mines, St. Cuthbert's game or adventure module. Just a lot of stuff happening. So, like I said, I'm being pulled like 15 different ways. So, but we'll get it done and we'll have a convention.
We
And
will.
then I will be insane enough to go, gee, let's do this again next year. So, everybody, thank you very much. Thank you. I appreciate you also. We look forward to, like I said, meeting a lot of you at WizardCon. And other than that, look for us live streaming some D&D. We're going to be doing some cool D&D gaming. And everybody, have fun, roll dice, play games, enjoy yourself. This
Have
is
a great
Don.
evening and week.
Yep. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday. And we'll see you Thursday too. So, everybody, have yourself a good week. And